James was a 30-year-old man who had no interest in paranormal activity until around a year before the upcoming recording. You see, he lived a normal life and was very outward about his beliefs regarding religion. He believed that science was the only answer and that a spiritual world is just nonsense. Little did he know that he was about to learn his lesson. Progressively, over the days and months, some odd things started happening in James's house until eventually he could not ignore it for any longer. He contacted a priest to visit his home and bless it, which they did. However, this did not solve anything because the following clip occurred shortly after.
Yo.
For an unknown reason, James kept hearing a rattling sound coming from the cabinet you could see, and he decided to investigate it. It was at this very moment that his gaming chair turned around without any contact from anything, and this obviously shocked him. He truly believed that getting the house blessed was an amazing idea and would save him from the evil entities, but surprisingly, this was not the case, and things only got more extreme.
Yo. Yo.
Somehow, a few more objects in this room moved, and this was enough to completely convince James that he had no chance of banishing the entity living in his house. He made his new mission to sell the house off at a good price and purchase a new one closer to his parents. We were not updated on how this mission went. In a past video on this channel, we have gone into the life of Daniel, a young adult who was going through one of the worst times of his life. He and his now ex-girlfriend Kate decided they were going to split rent on a property together to make things much easier. However, she broke up with him shortly after and went back to their parents. This really put Daniel in the mud because he had terms with the landlord that the house would be occupied for a minimum of 6 months, so he was going to be billed for that length of time. As if this was not stressful enough, he was struggling to sleep due to some strange phenomena from the closet. At random intervals, he would hear sounds and see movement from inside there, which was what he wanted whatsoever. The video I am about to show you is the most recent one from his struggles, and it gets bad.
So it just started knocking in the closet again, and actually the doll has moved since yesterday because it was in the corner, kind of on its back looking upwards, and now it's upright, so that's kind of scary. See if it'll knock anymore. Or it'll just move the shirt in the closet. Hey, if you can hear me, just move it again. Alright. We can actually just go check it out. Because there's no one in here. It's not really, it's kind of cluttered, so yesterday it was over here.
Daniel actually managed to communicate with the spirit through moving the shirt, which was quite a smart method of getting around the spirit to human barrier. Surprisingly, the spirit complied with his questions and continued to move the shirt, which proved that there was something present that night, although that being a bad thing. In a very recent video, we witnessed a James experiment which is going to take some additional explaining for those of you who did not watch the content I am referencing. William Sloane was a normal boy who believed that his house was being haunted by a spirit he decided to name James. Every single day, things so far out of the ordinary you would not believe it were happening, and despite William telling his parents all of this, none of them believed a word. In order to counter this, he decided to start running James tests, which were experiments trying to gain evidence of the ghost's existence. This video comes from a rather peculiar test that I believe you should see. Evil spirits are more tempted to tamper with holy books, so William decided it would be smart to place a book discussing religion on his living room bookshelf. As well as this, he put a camera opposite the shelf in order to capture anything that happened to the book on tape, and he caught something all right. Take a look.
Okay, I've been going over the footage from last night, and it's pretty crazy. And I don't know what's going on, but I tell you, I've been blaming my cats since I got them for pulling my records off the shelf. And I don't know, sometimes it might be them, but it definitely wasn't last night.
First of all, the holy book was on the floor in no time, and this proved William's hypothesis at the start of this experiment. Whatever was in his house was evil. Just to put the icing on the cake, James moved an item on the table all the way across it to confirm that the book did not in fact magically fall to the ground. This James test proved a success, and comment if you like them, because I will be sure to include more in future. In the following video, Mackenzie was in her room building her new bed when she suddenly got the urge to look out into the neighborhood. This urge came from a dark feeling that something was up, and her heart continuously assured her that this disturbance was coming from outside. Listening to her urges, she went over to the window and checked up on the streets. It was at this point that something extremely strange caught her eye.
I'm like fucking scared. There is no one standing there, but there's a silhouette, like a shadow of a person. Yeah.
Strangely, the shadow of a human could be seen on the wall, and it was evident that nobody was standing on the street. Mackenzie was very perplexed by this, and felt the dark feelings in her body surge further. She knew for certain that this was not meant to be happening. Fortunately though, she was not the only person who got a weird feeling from this, and discovered that her entire audience felt the same way, which forced her to produce a follow-up explanation.
Hi, I decided to record this video because when I saw amount of comments and videos and direct messages for the video that I have recorded like on Saturday, so I was shocked. So people who are saying that it was spray painted, no, it was not. I'm gonna show you a video. I'm gonna show what is happening now. People that are saying that I have photoshopped that, damn, it took me 4 tries for me to be able to record this video, because I didn't realize that there are stories and videos, and in videos you can select 3 minutes long video. So that's another thing. Even though I'm a white lady in her 30s, and usually in horror movies we are killed first, I that day 5 minutes after I took that video, I went downstairs to check what is like causing that, because even though I was very scared, I was like, I'm too curious. Nothing could cause that. Nothing. Tomorrow when I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna take a video so that if anyone is interested, like you can check that yourself. But that, like, you know, like a shadow can be either like a direct projection of something, or like it needs to have like a trail from something that is like causing this to have a shadow. I'm like, oh. But yeah, it did not have that. It did not. And also the like the lamppost that was like very, very far ahead, it was not reaching. Like I could see like when its shadow was finishing. And also the building that is up on the opposite street, like opposite that building, you know, that shadow, it was not causing that. I have no idea. I do believe in those kind of things a bit, but not as much. And I was so scared. I was not a little bit scared. I was scared. But then I decided to enjoy my bank holiday weekend. And people from UK, I hope you enjoyed the bank holiday. Yeah. So as you see, there is nothing. Nothing at all. Yeah. That's a lamppost on like next to my neighbors. And it would project like here. So yeah. Nothing.
In this explanation, she broke down the important aspects of the prior clip and debunked all of the allegations that the shadow was not that of a ghost. The main theory was that it was cast by something real and only appeared as a human figure. But after having a look at the street towards the end of the explanations, this theory was shut down immediately. Mike and Sam were two well-renowned ghost hunters around their town, and when I say renowned, I mean it. They would go on expeditions every week, desperate to find scientific evidence of the paranormal world, and in the next clip, they came very close. It took place in the woodlands next to a highway, where it was rumored that somebody passed away willingly. Their goal on this mission was to capture an interaction with the spirit of that person on camera, to prove that spirits are always watching over their point of death, and it went well in that book.
My name is Mike, this is my friend Sam.
Hello.
We don't mean any disrespect, we're only here to learn and communicate. This may be your last opportunity to communicate with anyone.
Right when you asked that last question, the camera just died.
Really? Was it charged?
Yeah, it was fully charged. I mean, I K2, check the K2.
Is something moving over there? I haven't seen anything, bro.
Dude, something moved over there, I swear. Wait, it's moving.
Whoa! Where's it at?
If you paid very close attention to the ending of this clip, a pale figure could be seen gliding across the camera. This was very weird considering Mike and Sam were the only people on the expedition, and the figure looked way too transparent to be that of a human being. I guess the truth is that we will never really know though. All we do know is that this is the closest that Mike and Sam got to undeniable evidence of the paranormal world. Ghost hunting is a profession carried out by only the bravest of people, and that characteristic can definitely be said to describe Henry, the British hunter that you are about to step into the shoes of. Henry had been ghost hunting for 3 years, up until the point of this clip, and he fell in love with the hobby, becoming one of the hardest people to strike fear into on the planet. However, on the adventure that we are discussing in this video, the spirit got very close to breaking him. It took place at 1 AM in an abandoned mansion described as the place of nightmares. It was well known around the mansion's area that it was not a normal place, but nobody truly knew why, since the last family to live there did not pass away within its walls. Anyway, that is besides the main point. This mansion was haunted, and Henry was inside it. Let's take a look at some of the events that happened. Now, other than the drawer opening at the beginning, you are probably wondering what on earth made this clip worthy of making the mansion a certainly haunted place. The drawer could have easily slipped open by itself, due to a problem with it, so in the eyes of most people, this was far from evidence. Well, I want you to take note of where you saw a fire extinguisher here, on the table at the back, before I play something from a lot later in the video. Ready? Here we go. If you paid enough attention, you would be able to see that the extinguisher moved to a different location in the room. This made no sense because Henry did not revisit the room in between these timestamps, so it could not have been him. A lot more happened in that mansion, but I do not have the time to include it in this video, so subscribe to not miss the future clips from this adventure. In the following video, Daza was selected for the night shift in his local corner store. The staff liked to alternate this shift because it did not feel fair for the person working on it to be paid the same as the rest, because it was obviously a much more demanding time to come into work. At the time of this recording, Daza was finishing off rearranging the shelves and was then going to lock up the store for the night to prevent any robberies from taking place. This was probably the most annoying job in the store because of how many things needed shutting off before the store became closed, but regardless, he needed to do it anyways. It was during this job role that something absolutely jaw-dropping occurred though, and he was fortunate to have noticed it happen because of how quickly it happened.
Yo queriendo grabar mi rutina y pasa esto.
Now I doubt even you managed to understand what happened in this clip, but do not worry because I will explain it to you. At the timestamp of 37 seconds, a figure could be seen walking past the shelves, and Daza obviously went to check that he had not gotten a final customer to make his life even harder. To his delight, there was no customer on the other side. To his dismay rather, this meant that whatever passed by must have been a spirit. Since that day, he has always felt an odd feeling in the store, but his manager says he is probably experiencing the placebo effect. Regardless of what he was experiencing though, it was 100% that he at least encountered the spirit once. 2 days after that incident, the same employee was on a night shift when something equally as suspicious as the last time occurred. It is important to note that he was mopping the entire floor, so it was impossible that what he found was present beforehand. Take a look.
Pensé que era puro pedo que anda una niña.
Acabo de trapear. No me lo van a creer, pero bachen. Bachen. Si son cuerdas para distinguirlas, si son unas patitas. Ay, güey, no seas mamón, verga.
Shockingly, the floor was covered in footprints, except not ones that you would be likely to see. They were white and flat, as if they weren't real, and Daza explained that even after feeling the prints, they just felt like the floor did normally. This was made even more mysterious when Darza came back to work the next evening to find that they were absent despite him leaving them there so he could show his boss. If that does not scream spirit to you, then I have no idea what does. On September 10th of 2022, Celsa, a 26-year-old mother of two, decided to send her oldest daughter to get some cleaning supplies. She had drawn all over her bedroom door, and Celsa was far from impressed with her, so it was only right that the daughter went and got the items necessary. However, after finding out what happened once she went down there, I bet Celsa would have done it herself in a heartbeat.
Mom! Where is it? Okay. Oh, it's right here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mom! The door is open again! Oh my god.
Strangely, the drawer opened itself right in front of the camera, which took the young girl by surprise. She quickly turned back on herself and ran to her mother, who comforted her straight away. They had experienced many things over the past week, so they started to notice that it was becoming a common pattern. The family didn't like to publicize too much though, so decided to leave the story there. We can only pray that they are now doing well. These two cafe workers were the last in the building and were designated the task to close. Closing took a while there because there were several things that needed to be turned off and a lot of seating that needed bringing inside, so the crew took it in turns every day. The night before, Stephen, the manager of the store, claimed that he saw a shadow in the corridor and that he was too frightened to close that night, despite it being his turn. He offered the duo in the video an extra $50 if they took the task, and expectedly, they did. I doubt they would have if they knew what happened on the next page of their story, though.
Okay, guys. Oh, I fucking didn't start. We're gonna mess with the ghost tonight. I just wanted to update my TikTok and Instagram people. So I just started TikTok again. We're gonna do some, like, I don't know, I don't want to call it summoning, but we're gonna see what we can do tonight and mess with some ghosties. Yeah! Some ghosties. Manifesting, we're gonna have an experience. Okay. Strong. Yeah. So this has been going on for the last 15 minutes. We were talking to the spirit, and I guess we gave it too much energy, and now things are getting worse. She thinks I'm somehow messing with her, but we are so behind on closing. Like, we have to still clean so much stuff. No. And they just won't stop. Like, the spirits won't give us a break right now. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'm literally out of breath. I'm so nervous right now. Okay, so this is what we deal with here at Swirls. It's currently 11:18 and we're still not home. And okay, there was a sound right there, and I guarantee I just saw a shadow. I hope I caught that. See? I don't get it. Is there a reason that you're doing this right now?
Dude, the light switch is here. Like,
okay.
Right?
Yeah, this is our main panel.
Okay, it stopped.
Okay, chill. Okay, so this is what I... No way. Bro, like, I just caught that literally right in front of me. I literally just caught that in front of me. No one is here. Okay, come to the front now. Come on. Yeah, you... Okay. See, this is what I don't like. I hear footsteps from the attic right now. I'm literally still hearing it.
I literally just saw a shadow.
A shadow where?
By the wall.
What's going on? Okay, now music's on. I don't understand this. I really don't. Oh my god. 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 Okay, we need to get the lights on. Please come with me. Please come with me. Please go to the switch. Go to the main panel. Just go to the main panel. Okay, turn them on. Turn them on. Turn them on.
Items all around them in the storage room started to fall, and it got to the point where it was genuinely dangerous. As they were running out, the woman screamed, and we didn't actually get to see why. However, we were told in a later piece of content. Apparently a mirror launched off the wall directly at her, but she was able to duck in time, making things even weirder, though it didn't smash, despite such a high drop. It defied physics, and nobody knows how to this day. Moving to a new house can be both exciting and stressful. The excitement comes from the anticipation of a new life elsewhere, but the nerves can often conquer that feeling. How safe will the area be? Will my kid make friends? What if the house isn't as nice as we thought? They are just 3 stressful thoughts that fill the minds of new house purchasers. In the upcoming video, though, it was none of these factors that put them off. It was something much worse. The child was aged 3 years old and was well past the age of stumbling while doing something as simple as launching leaves. As well as this, the motion of which he collapsed was very unnatural and wouldn't have happened because of anything else other than a shove. This video was the one that drew the line for the mother, and she decided that the family would be moving houses just 7 months after moving in. And you can't really blame her for that decision, and the husband didn't either. They followed through with her decision and moved from the rural house to a more urban one, where they felt safer with people all around them. The busy roads and streets made sure that they always had humans nearby who could help if something went wrong. God forbid that they actually needed it. They settled into the new house much faster than the old one and felt truly at home, but little did they know that their old friend got into the car with them. Unlike last time, the spirit didn't try to harm the child, but seemingly tapped him, or something along those lines. The kid quickly turned round in response to the sudden contact, but there was no one other than his mother, who was 5 feet away. This was the last known footage of what we will call the shover incident, but if anything else comes up, I'll make sure to include it in a future video. Subscribe so you don't risk missing it. In the following video, a plumber by the name of Corbin Finn was hired to investigate an old urgent care building for leakages. The company who owned the building closed down before the Texas freeze for an unpublicized reason, but that was the least of Corbin's concerns. He was being paid by another company, a restaurant chain to be specific, to come and fix any leaks that were causing the facility to flood. They were very interested in opening a franchise in that location, so wanted it in top-notch condition as quickly as they possibly could. They clearly needed to find a ghost hunter first, though, because what Corbin came across was completely unexplainable for someone who knew nothing about spirits.
All right, I'm working in a old urgent care that just got shut down. It got shut down before the freeze here in Texas. I'm not sure why it closed down, but it's pretty spooky. I'm supposed to be looking for a leak in here. This bathroom, creepy hallway. Real spooky place. Another bathroom. This is a second two-story building. This used to be the elevator shaft right here. I guess we're taking the stairs. I guess meditation class used to be upstairs. Had to put your shoes in this little cubby. After some further investigation, there's no one else in this building. I fucking heard someone go down those stairs, though. So, I guess this was the meditation room. There's a lot of natural lighting in here. Probably don't need the flashlight right now. Here's the top of the elevator shaft. You can't fucking see anything down there. So, here's the meditation room. Kind of looks like the fucking back rooms. It looks very culty. There's a stage up here. It looks like a couple of altars next to them. Creepy. Okay, now I'm getting the fuck out of here. That was it.
It doesn't take high-level ears to detect the noises that Corbin heard whilst he was in the building, specifically the one in the meditation room. After this spooky experience, he ran out of the site and called the restaurant manager to tell them he wouldn't go in again until they had a ghost hunter scan the place. Since ghost hunters cost a lot of money though, the chain rejected the proposal and decided to find a better plumber, which they did. The franchise is currently in the same location and running strongly with no paranormal captures. Dogs, along with cats, are known for several things that humans all love. They are cute, they are cuddly, and they are the perfect domestic animals. But they also have one more feature, which is considered to be highly subjective. They can see, or at least sense, a paranormal presence. Everyone knows that these creatures have much better senses than humans, so it does make sense that they can spot light patterns that we can't. That is the reason why so many people truly believe that they can see these spirits. Regardless of what you believe or not though, this video is very disturbing and really freaked out the woman behind the camera. She claimed that she had never felt so uncomfortable in a room with her beloved dog, and she hoped to never feel that way near him again. Take a look.
Bruh. What do you see? Oh my god. What? Girl? You're gonna get me scared.
The dog became very stiff, which is a sign of discomfort and stress. It was also looking down on something, presumably trying to maintain the higher ground. A very strange sequence of actions for a dog to take when there was seemingly no threat in the room. Let me know what you gather from this clip in the comments, but my beliefs won't change. There was definitely a poltergeist in the bedroom. This man was innocently showing off his new fish to the internet when an uninvited guest decided to take a first-hand look. The man, Thomas, had purchased 4 fish and put them all into a tank to try and educate his children on how to look after things. He gave them both jobs to do with maintaining the pets and hoped they would do them well to keep the sea creatures alive. But they didn't even go 10 minutes without a big problem happening. Take a look.
Alright guys, got some new fish. Pretty big tank as well. There's currently 2 black ones, 2 gold ones. I've called them Goldie number 2, a black one, and if you guys have any suggestions for names that... What the f... What the f...
Now at first, it was very hard to visualize what went wrong in this video, but since you're watching Haunter, it will slow down for you. There were fingers on the other end of the tank, and once Thomas acknowledged them, they slipped back behind the door. Instinctively, he decided to go and search the house to find out who it was, but to his dismay, no one barring him was home. Later that day, just 20 minutes before the wife and kids were scheduled to come back home, Thomas was watching television when this spirit decided to make a second appearance of the night. It may have been less severe, but it further made him freaked out by his own home. Have a watch.
Alright guys, so I just thought I'd record a video. I'm home alone. I've been hearing like occasional like banging noises every few days. It's quite late at night, it's like about 1 AM now. I heard a couple of sort of banging. Sometimes it sounds like footsteps like in the last 10 minutes. Sorry, my camera by the way keeps defocusing, I'm not sure why, but yeah, I just thought I'd record to just try and like catch any... Fucking hell, man.
The loud echo of footsteps started ringing around the house, and Thomas was left absolutely stumped as to what caused it. He beckoned his audience to let him know in the comments, and I do the same to you. Make sure to comment what you think caused it, and like whilst you're down there, so more people can see Thomas's story. The following video was captured using the CCTV at a daycare and caught a very strange event unfolding. Usually when ghosts decide to haunt someone, they will move things and make noises to torment their victims. But they never become physical or break anything of value. At least not for most people. In the spine-tingling content you're about to see, a group of children were in the playroom being monitored by the security guard when they zoomed into something surprisingly weird. Take a look.
John, how is it doing that? John, how is it doing that? But wait, John, it's about to break on its own. It's gonna break on its own.
You have to watch it until it breaks. That's when I start crying.
Watch, John. Are you watching this thing? Yeah. It's not moving. No. Oh, in there. No, watch. Watch, John. Watch.
Man, it hurts so bad.
Nobody listens to me. There's ghosts in here. Nobody listens to me.
Watch it.
It's about to go crazy and break. It's still moving! It's still moving, y'all! It's still moving! It's still moving!
If it floats in the air and goes towards the child, I'm gonna freak out.
And then it just moves. It's so good. It's coming out. It's chilling.
My hand's shaking. I can't.
How's this funny?
It's not like this or like this. It's not like
poor Brooke. Get in the path of the demon.
She's like, maybe I should put my feet on the table.
I feel like I need to go away from this game.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
We just record this stuff out loud, dude. We need to make it to where we get a bit. We should send to the scary 100 people.
Nobody listens to me. There's ghosts in this building, and nobody listens to me. I don't know if it's demons. I don't know if it's ghosts, but there is something in this building.
Because I'm telling you, like we've seen, like 8 years, stuff has just disappeared.
Somehow, the queue started moving by itself and eventually smacked the table, which broke it into 2 pieces. For some reason, the children were not fazed by this, but the adults most definitely were. If you can come up with any logical reason for this happening, then let me know in the comments, but I'm certain it was the act of a spirit. Hamza was a young freelancer who was paid to go on ghost hunting missions, specifically ones who wanted them erased rather than detected. He had spent 13 years researching spirits and was a strong believer that he knew how to deal with them effectively. This is why so many people chose to pay him to do so. However, some spirits are much different than others, and perhaps Hamza had no experience with the type he was about to encounter because he handled it very poorly.
Uy, no mames, ¿qué fue eso?
¿Hay alguien?
¿Qué fue eso, amigos? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? Oye, alguien corre. Alguien está corriendo.
¿Hay alguien aquí? Miren, aquí hay puertas. ¿Cómo que alguien quitó la puerta? ¿Hay alguien aquí? Uy, 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 se acaba de mover esto, amigos.
In case you didn't know, one of the worst ways a human can react to a ghost moving something is with fear, because all that does is empower the creature even more. Spirits, especially demons, feed off the fear of their victims, and Hamza fed it exactly what it wanted, hence why the next event happened.
Amigos, se acaba de mover esto. Y esto se movió. ¿En dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás? Queremos verte. Se acaba de mover esto. Uy, 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 uy. Uy, uy, uy. Uy, uy. Ahí está caminando, amigos. Ahí está caminando, ahí está caminando. Ahí está caminando. ¿Hay alguien? Uy, me caigo. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Si estás aquí, quiero que te manifiestes. Uy, ¿qué fue eso? ¿Qué es eso?
Again, he made his inner fear very apparent here, and no wonder the mission came out as a failure, and he didn't make any money from it. It was a very odd experience for Hamza, because he never got afraid of paranormal activity, but he kept reminding himself that maybe this creature was demonic, and that was a step too far. Some of the videos that you see on this channel can come off as so unbelievable that even I can't convince you otherwise. In the next clip, this may be the case at the start, but one segment changes everything. It was filmed on January 12th of 2017 and featured a bouncy ball in the decoration of a basketball. It's safe to say that something was wrong with it, and you are about to find out what.
Ahora también se hizo basquetbolista y te... Ahora también se hizo basquetbolista. Creo que biencito se ve. Andás ahí que está moviendo. Andás ahí que está moviendo, te digo. No se sabe quién es. Mira, mira. Qué lo parió, ¿eh?
At first, the video seemed like a normal one. Balls are spherical, so of course they were going to roll around if placed onto a black tabletop. However, the way in which they did so was very unnatural. First of all, it constantly stopped and restarted, which shouldn't be possible. When the ball came to a complete standstill, a force must have been applied to make it move in a given direction again. On top of this, it started spinning in circles, which again shouldn't have been possible without the interference of another force. Was that force a spirit? Most definitely yes. This doctor had just finished prescribing one of his patients when he managed to secure an extra 30-minute break for being way ahead of schedule. He decided that instead of utilizing his break to the maximum though, he would use it to help some of the other doctors around the clinic by taking items to them and general help along those lines. No wonder he was awarded Employee of the Month so frequently. On this specific day though, I bet he regretted his kind actions, because despite being a star for his peers, he put himself at the risk of a paranormal attack.
No veo nada. Miren. Miren. ¿Cómo ver eso? Se acaba de caer un roco. Se está moviendo este.
Weirdly, a ton of items started collapsing around him, and his transportation tray moved by its own accord. This freaked the poor doctor out, and he quickly went to report the situation to the office, who reassured him they would look into it as he was such a valuable member of staff. We got no extra updates after this point. The Paranormal Team is a global group who investigate paranormal activity around the world. The group you're about to spectate on their journey was located in the United Kingdom and were posting content different from usual. The typical post on their YouTube channel would be the exploration of a famous haunted place, such as abandoned buildings and hospitals. However, in the one you are about to see, it was filmed in one of their friends' homes. Dave and Jen were a couple who were convinced that they had been experiencing paranormal activity over the past few months, and they were fortunate to have been friends with the Northern Paranormal Team of the UK. On the other hand, though, they were unfortunate with what the team discovered.
Hi gang, we're at Jed and Dave's house doing another investigation because things have been seen here last year when we was up here. And it was quite creepy, so we're just going to do another investigation now, a little one. See what we can find.
We're using the night vision camera on the SLS, so that's why they're stood behind me, because we don't want to keep mapping them.
Exactly.
We want to see what we can map ourselves.
Just have a look around the room, Dave, you never know. We caught some orbs in here last time I was up here.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see some orbs now.
Yeah. You never know.
We're back.
It's stuck on two of the K2 meter.
K2, what was that?
Yeah, we've got Jed behind us doing the K2 and he's got a couple of lights on it, you know, so we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, all we can do is just keep going
so
past and see. Whoa!
What the hell? Did I just see something now? Am I imagining that?
I don't know, let's go.
What the hell? I don't know. To me it looked like a face. Dave?
I thought I saw something.
That was really quick,
That was
really
bad.
spooky.
That was.
I don't know, it seemed like a face, but I could be wrong, I won't say for definite.
What a face?
Yeah.
It seemed like one, yeah.
I don't talk bollocks. See the face?
I don't know, we'll have to look back on the video.
I'll have to review it, but that was really weird.
I thought I saw something.
Peer around the door.
Peering, yeah, peering on the door.
Well, this is stuck on tin.
I know we've got a towel here.
Yeah, this is stuck on tin. The door.
But we've got a towel. Could it be that?
Well, no, because it never moved. It come out from the like a peekaboo and then went.
I wasn't looking. I just saw it at the corner of my eye. I went back and I didn't see anything.
You're scared because something scared you because you look back. You thought you'd seen something.
Let's go check the kitchen.
Oh my God, what a house. Anyway.
Check the kitchen. Yeah, house. I got to fucking sleep here tonight, mate.
Wow. God bless you.
Well, the good thing is he's not picking up any like stick thingies, so we can use the actual, night vision. That's weird. We're gonna have to look back on that. I'm gonna have to look back on that.
Definitely have to review that footage. That was insane.
Quick check. Yeah, we know it's a towel. Yeah, we were in here. We were doing a quick zoom around. Check. Yeah, it's when I went past the door there. I know you. Put your arm out.
This is stuck on two, this. It's glitching to three now.
I'm wondering if it's a towel. It has to be the towel.
The towel can't move when it's on unless we
We're going to have to look back. We're going to have to look back, guys.
Right, well,
we're going to have to look back.
Come back later.
Right, so we'll come back later. I'll go back on the footage now. So I'm going to end the recording now. All right. Cheers.
If you look closely at the timestamp of 51 seconds, the face of a ghost could be seen peeking round the door, and this was solid evidence that the house was haunted. At first, the group weren't certain that this was the case, and blamed all sorts of factors, including the carpet. Regardless, once they reviewed the footage, they knew exactly what the deal was. Jen and Dave were far from safe. They moved out of their house the next month. In the following video, the man on the bottom is doing some simple Omegle trolling, like all people on the platform do. He got paired with two men from the same country as him, which was a relief due to how many English speakers used the platform. Little did they know that this pairing would document one of the weirdest captures ever on the website. In the beginning, the man at the bottom was telling the duo their names and address, and he somehow got both the answers right, which surprised the duo. It was what that happened moments later in the video that terrified everyone present in that Omegle call.
Coño, si se metió uno.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola muchachos, ¿cómo andan? Para, yo a ustedes los conozco.
Pues a Argentina no hemos ido, ¿eh? Así que no...
Sí, yo los conozco. ¿Vos no te llamas Javi? ¿Y vos sos Juan o no? ¿Son de España o no?
Mi nombre lo pone ahí, que es mi cuarto, pero...
¿Son de España o no? ¿De Madrid?
Sí.
Sí, yo que ustedes no lo
Pero, puedes gastar la IP.
crean.
¿Tienes nuestra IP? ¿Eres de esos que buscan la IP y esas cosas? ¿Qué hace? Por este pago, bro.
Chicos, ¿les puedo hacer una consulta? ¿Ustedes qué estaban haciendo en su casa?
Pues nada.
Esperar, que ahora vamos a salir de fiesta.
Estoy solo en casa y le he invitado.
¿Solo?
Sí, solo.
¿Con el gato?
Bueno, con él.
Y el gato que está abajo.
No
¿Por qué le
puede
pasa?
ser, chicos. Yo vi que esa puerta que está enfrente se movió.
¿Cuál esta? ¿La de Javi?
¿Sí? Yo vi... No. Yo vi que la puerta que está enfrente suyo se movió.
Esa de ahí, nada.
Les juro que vi que esa puerta se movió.
No, mira.
Mira. Nos está vacilando, o sea.
No, chicos, no. Yo lo vi con mis propios ojos. Yo vi que esa puerta de manera lenta se abrió y luego se cerró bruscamente, chicos.
Nos intenta meter miedo, ¿eh?
No les estoy mintiendo ni por mucho menos, por favor. Yo le juro que por mis ojos y por lo que más tengo en mi vida que esa puerta se movió.
Imposible, no hay nada. Así que, y mi gato está abajo. Es imposible que se mueva nada. Nos está vacilando esto. Literalmente es el típico...
Se ha quedado pillado.
¿Qué le pasa?
Atrás suyo hay alguien.
¿Cómo que atrás?
¡Me cago en la puta!
The strangest part of this entire sequence was that despite being stared at by the men, the spirit still stood there strongly, leading me to believe it was on the demonic side of ghosts. Looking the ghost face to face in the eyes sparked so much fear into the duo that they immediately skipped, hoping that the entire thing was some crazy plot from the dude in the headphones. It wasn't. Due to no updates or no information on them, we have no idea what happened in the next chapter of this story. Spirits are known for their unique abilities to go undetected in homes, and the one you're about to see almost mastered that ability. It invaded the home of university student James's aunt, who fortunately had a nanny cam set up in her bedroom. She did this as she was getting fairly old and wanted a way for people to check up on her, but it wouldn't be her that the family ended up concerned about. On a random Tuesday, James decided to check the camera to see how she was doing, but was greeted with a much less familiar face. Take a look.
I don't know if I'm seeing shit or tripping, but check this out. So this is my aunt's son's room, right? There's no one in here. Right? Nothing. Closet. Nothing. Got a nanny camera in here. Alright, now tell me, right on the monitor here, tell me that doesn't look like someone standing in the room. Like I've checked, like went back and forth 3 times, and So, okay. Nothing, right? Like, what the fuck? I do not want to go back in there. I have an idea. Put this light right here. And put this right here. Alright. Okay, I saw a ball in the other room. I'm gonna go grab it. Okay. Make sure it's clear. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay, alright. There is definitely something in there. I
If that whole story wasn't enough to freak you out, I have no idea what would do the trick. The fact that even while standing in the doorway he couldn't see the ghost, but the camera still detected it at the exact same time must have been a very spooky situation to be in, and he advised that his auntie took up his room and he'd sleep on the couch. They locked the door, and the ghost still stands there to this day, waiting for its day to be released once again. Geometry Dash is a huge game, and many YouTube videos related to it are uploaded every single day. One of the YouTubers in the Geodash scene is called Fanksy, and he comes from Italy, offering the content to the Italian speakers who enjoy the game, a very smart way to tap into a competitive market. His subscribers wait for new videos every week, covering all aspects of the game, but on a random day in July, they got something far from that. They received a paranormal documentation. To set the scene, Fanksy had been experiencing paranormal activity for a few weeks prior to the video, and decided the best option was to keep it private. He believed that even if he did upload some of it to his huge platform of fans, he would be called a faker and tarnish his reputation, something no YouTuber would want to do. Fortunately though, this did not happen.
Bene, ma direi che possiamo passare al prossimo livello di Damor, Fanksy 3. Proviamo ragazzi, sono curioso di vedere quello che accadrà. Dobbiamo scaricare la canzone. Ok ragazzi, fermi un secondo. Ho sentito un rumore fortissimo, ma io sono a casa da solo. Spero sia il vento, ma non credo, visto che io chiudo sempre tutto, perché altrimenti ci sarebbero casini mentre registro. No, non è possibile. Ragazzi, no, adesso vi devo far vedere. No, vi giuro raga, non è possibile. Allora ragazzi, sono andato a controllare cosa potesse essere il rumore. Stiamo un attimo calmi. C'è la luce del bagno accesa. Vi giuro, io sono a casa da solo, non so se lo potete vedere. Stavo registrando, ho sentito il rumore della porta chiudersi e c'è la luce accesa. Raga, non sto scherzando. Allora, entro. Raga, sto tremando, vi giuro. Allora, come potete vedere, non c'è assolutamente nessuno.
Somehow the bathroom door opened and slammed itself closed mid-recording, and Fanksy spent a good 1 minute emphasizing that he was the only one in the house. As well as this, he always asked Alexa to turn all the lights off when he was recording, and for some reason the bathroom one was on. Was this a technical error or something much, much worse? After investigating, he came to the conclusion that the cause of the door closing was the wind, and the reason for the light being on was an issue with his Alexa device. Both of these theories were false, but he didn't know that and decided to continue his recording.
Ok ragazzi, rieccoci. Non so cosa sia successo, all'improvviso la porta del bagno si è chiusa. Ragazzi, no vabbè, giuro adesso mi sto cagando in mano però veramente. Raga, sto tremando. Sta succedendo qualcosa di strano e non sto scherzando. Ragazzi, la porta l'avevo chiusa. Raga, si poteva vedere prima che ho chiuso la porta quando sono entrato. No raga, vi giuro. Che cavolo sta succedendo? Cioè, ha sbattuto a caso. Ma poi con quale violenza? No ragazzi, dai, ma non scherziamo. Ragazzi, c'è la luce accesa di qua. Ragazzi, era spenta prima, l'avete potuto vedere. Sono passato da qua ed era tutto spento.
Strangely, just moments after hitting the continue button on his Streamlabs, the door to his bedroom slammed in an aggressive manner, and this frightened him into screaming. What made things even worse was that it opened itself again afterwards, which should be completely impossible. Possibilities that can only be denied by the paranormal entities of the world. After seeing this, Fanxi knew that the spirit had made a return on camera and decided to set up some CCTV in the corner of the room. This way he would feel safe as he slept, and sleep he did. He stopped the recording as he was too shaken to act and called it a night. In the following video, Celsa, a married woman, was home alone waiting for her significant other to come home when a very strange sequence of events decided to happen out of nowhere. These events were so weird that Celsa was left scared every time she was home by herself in the future and held this as a lifelong trauma. Now you may think she was exaggerating and that nothing except a tragedy could keep someone that scarred, but that's a very deluded way of thinking. Take a look.
Okay, I've been hearing noises. It's okay, Shh, sit down. You scared? Yeah. Sometimes I'm hearing noises. Sometimes things get thrown off the counter. I just want to make sure that you see nothing because this is really creepy. I'm so over it. Come on, John, hurry up and get home. Can you stop, please? Sometimes things get thrown off the counter. Sometimes the water gets turned on. It's really creepy. Who's it, Lucy? Who is it? I'm probably gonna go live as soon as John gets home so that I'm not scared while I'm recording. I don't want to touch it. That's just the cat box. Yeah, I'm gonna go live as soon as John gets here because I'm creeped out.
At first, she could hear noises coming from the kitchen, which made her and the dog look uncomfortable in the presence of it. After buckling up some courage though, Celsa went into the kitchen and found the drawers moving by themselves, not the sight she would have wished to see in this situation. She panickingly closed them and beckoned for her husband to hurry his way home. It was a long wait, and we weren't updated on what happened next. While most spirits are discreet about their actions, others tend to be very out there, and that can definitely be said about the spirit in the next clip. Sufyan was working in a factory in the middle of the day, and this was deemed by him to be his most boring shift week. Barely anything went on during Tuesdays, and the shift consisted of sitting around call. However, the one-off incident in the following video was far I'm sure the employee would have still preferred the boring time though. Clip. Somehow, the ladder started walking off almost like a dog as its four legs moved in the motion that the domestic animals would do. This was very creepy, as it should have been impossible for a person. If there is one thing you have learned from this channel though, it is that when the paranormal gets involved, the impossible becomes more than possible. Being in a haunted location is one of the most terrifying places you can find yourself in, and it's very obvious why. You can't even see what's haunting you. However, there are two ways you can be haunted, and the magnitude of fear varies a lot depending on this. First of all, you can be haunted in a building that does not belong to you. This is a much less scary experience because you can leave at any point and avoid the spirits for the rest of your life. On the other hand, you can be haunted in your own four walls, and this fear is incomprehensible. It is a long process to escape a haunting like this, and it makes you feel unsafe in your own home, which is one of the worst feelings on the planet. In the video you're about to see, a couple were in their own house when a spirit decided it was time to shine. An important mental note to make is that the couple had never experienced anything paranormal before, and this experience was very out of the blue. Take a look.
Okay guys, my lights have been flickering for like 2 minutes. We heard a baby crying, and now they won't stop. 2 of the lights blew out. It's... What?
I think I just seen a shadow.
Where? Yo, I think I just literally seen the remote fall. Oh my god. I don't know what to do. I don't want to even move from over here. This is insane. Did you catch it on camera? Is anyone there? The TV's on. The blue light's on. Okay, this is great. What is happening? Hello? Hello? The other lamp just went off down there. Hello? Okay guys, I just cut the video because something literally rolled out of the dark in front of me, and my mom and I still haven't gone down there, so we're just staying in the flickering kitchen.
For a first paranormal experience, this one was of a very high magnitude. From moving objects to flickering lights all the way to device control, the spirit that this innocent couple encountered was extremely active for some reason. After about an hour of constant stress, though everything stopped almost instantly, they are still left wondering why this all happened to date. The following experiment was conducted on September 16th of 2018 and had a lot of meaning to the man doing it. His name was Carl Williams, and he had spent the past 3 months constantly being haunted no matter where he decided to visit, from his home to the park, all the way to his workplace. Paranormal activity seemed to follow him wherever he went, but he never actually decided to get some evidence. Carl believed that filming the ghost would give it too much attention and cause it to mess with him even more. But on September 16th, he knew he had nothing to lose. The test was pretty simple. Carl would place a variety of different objects on the floor and ask the ghost to move them on camera for proof of its existence, and the results were extremely shocking.
Because of the success of yesterday's little object test, I decided I'm going to give this object placement thing another try. I have tried a few items already, just before I got the camera out. I was just having a little play. I got a few twitches out of the candle. This one here, this moved around a little bit. Nothing as dramatic as the ball or anything like that. The remote, I'm unsure about. I thought I saw it move, but I wasn't recording or anything, so I can't really verify it. So I'm going to try them both again and just see what we capture. Really, same situation as before. I'm on my own, and I'll try to stay in camera so you know it's not me. Right, we'll start with the candle first, and basically just pop this down here. Okay, if there is anything here, can you please move the candle for me? Anything at all, could you please move the candle? No, that's strange. I thought that one would work.
Despite the experiment sounding promising in Carl's head, nothing happened, and he was left stunned sitting on the floor. However, as I explained earlier, he had a variety of items to test out, and it would be the second one where he got his evidence delivered.
Okay. Wasn't sure about this one, but I'll give it a go. If there's anything in this... No. See that? No strings attached. That one was different. The things it's shifted it before, but it's never just thrown it like that. Yeah, it's weird.
Without even asking the spirit to move the remote, it understood the assignment and launched it. This startled Carl because he claimed that it didn't usually move things in that kind of manner and was ordinarily chill and slid things. Maybe he was right all along. Perhaps filming the ghost did fuel it to new heights. Let me know what you think in the comments. In the upcoming video, YouTube channel Ghostek Paranormal Investigations were making one of their videos, and based on their name, you should be able to guess what this video was. The crew were investigating yet another haunted location. The place in this video was an old location called the Viaduct Tavern and was known for having some of the most poltergeist activity in England. It was a still occupied pub that the YouTube channel paid to have access to for the day, and after they left, they had so much spiritual evidence that the owner was forced to sell the place. Here I'm going to show you one of the unexplainable events that happened on that day, and if you don't believe in ghosts now, you most definitely will afterwards.
Did you hear that? It was like a door moved. Hello? The sound of a door moves from somewhere nearby. Here is the enhanced audio taken from Static Cam 3 covering the hallway. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Strangely, the group heard the noise of a door opening upstairs, followed by some heavy footsteps. The weird thing was that they were the only people in the building, and they had cameras set up to prove that no one was in the corridor where this happened. Do you buy that this capture was real? I most certainly do, but I'm willing to be turned away from my beliefs in the comments. On March 5th, during an unknown year, a family of 4 were fast asleep at night when they were disturbed by the youngest member screaming. She was called Layla and struggled to fall asleep, so decided to have one last play with her dolls before rolling into a slumber. However, something under her bed had a much more different idea to get her tired. You know the saying of monsters being under the bed. Well, this clip perfectly resembles that saying, and next time you hear someone say they have them, you'll have to think twice before calling them out for being crazy.
Sure, I'll play with you. Go let you play. Yeah. Bling, 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 yum, doo, doo.
Almost like a lure, the girl's singing doll started playing music, and Layla got scared that it would wake her parents up too early. She sneakily climbed out of her bed and tiptoed under her bed, but when she went in head first, something grabbed her. Fortunately, her mother came to save the day. Like any normal and functioning human being, she brought the daughter out and locked the room closed for 2 whole days. However, after a bit of peer pressure, she decided to take her first look under the bed and regretted it dearly.
So I've been getting a lot of questions. People have been asking me, have you been in the room? Have you guys looked under the bed? No, we haven't. We haven't been in the room in the last 2 days. We've been a little scared. Be this scary now. Oh my god.
As weird as this may have been, the doll moved by its own accord when she looked under the bed, and understandably, the mother dashed back outside and locked the door. Since then, the door has stayed locked, and the family are always in fear that it could escape one day. They are constantly thinking of how to trash it, whilst making sure it doesn't find its way back. Babies are the most innocent people on the planet, and it always hurts to see them being involved in these paranormal videos. They don't deserve it, and are too young to understand what is actually going on, which isn't acceptable in the slightest. The video you are about to witness is one where a poltergeist messes with a baby, and it is really upsetting, so beware. Out of nowhere, the sound of blowing could be heard, and the baby's hair moved. What happened here is definitely up for speculation, but I'm certain it was the act of a ghost. Home security became a big craze a while back because house robberies were becoming more common day by day. From alarms to cameras, all the way to smoke systems, people were swarming to protect their houses, and the upcoming video was captured during this craze. The people who owned the house had recently added 4 cameras to their interior, as well as a zero vision in 10 seconds smoke system, which would trigger if a break-in happened whilst they were not home. Fortunately, in the years they have had these devices, they have never had to be used, at least not for burglaries. Somehow, a bunch of items started moving around the kitchen, not to mention the door supposedly moving off camera. The family claimed they could hear the banging faintly. With all the commotion, the smoke system actually activated, and it took them a good 2 hours to clear the room of it. The owner explained that it felt like being in a James Bond movie. Cool, yet terrifying. A fact that I am constantly reinstating across my videos is that spirits love to possess dolls, and it still holds just as much truth. It is unknown why they enjoy taking control of these children's toys, but when they do, there is nothing more twisted and demented on the planet. Perhaps this is why. Regardless of what the answer to that question is though, the upcoming clip captured another piece of evidence that dolls are frequently the toys of the paranormal, and it has a very eerie feeling to it. Have a watch.
Ma, ese muñeco acaba de sonar solo y se está moviendo solo. ¡Muévete, sapo perro! Ma. Ama. Te lo juro que yo no he activado nada. Mamá. Uy, quieto.
Strangely, the doll started to move without any human interaction and continued to do so even after the man pulled his mobile device out. It moved about for around 30 seconds in total, which was more than long enough to freak the man behind the camera out. He knew one thing for certain: his daughter was never touching that thing again. Tim Morozov, a decently sized YouTuber amassing a respectable 600,000 subscribers, is known for posting his ghostly adventures to his audience. From old hospitals to abandoned houses, it seems that Tim hasn't obtained the genes to feel fear, and the YouTube video you are about to see some clips from definitely promotes his features of bravery and boldness. It was 1 a.m. when he decided to explore an abandoned house for his fans to see if anything haunted would happen. Surprisingly, the house he selected for this video wasn't known to be haunted and was only abandoned due to how poorly built it was. Needn't anyone worry though, because Tim was about to prove that the former was true.
За шум. Там, по-моему, только одна вешалка была. Что сейчас за порыв энергии был такой?
When he reached this particular room, Tim explained that he felt the cold flooding his bloodstream, and it was one of the strongest feelings of paranormal presence he had ever felt. It was enough to make his hands visibly tremble, and he did not want to continue onwards. However, doing it for the fans, he approached the closet, and a carpet-like item came bursting out of it before flying around the entire house. Understandably, Tim had no clue what this was, and ran around the house trying to track it. Eventually, it came to a standstill, and he discovered it was a rug. This still didn't explain why it flew everywhere, and it is likely that such an answer will never be found. Jack knew that his house was haunted. He just had that feeling about it, not to mention the fact that he would put an item somewhere and the next day it would be in a totally different room. He had spent days trying to prove his point to his wife that the house was far beyond return, but no matter what he explained to her, she would not believe him. He knew what he needed to get her on his side: concrete evidence. His mission was to go into his son's room and try to videotape as much activity as humanly possible. Why he chose his son's room, I don't know, but I won't question this decision because it did wonders. Whilst he was standing there, the drawer somehow took it upon itself to open, and this stumped the poor bloke. He tried to stay silent in case he disturbed, or even worse, fed the ghost with his fear, and in fairness, this method did work. Nothing too dangerous happened, and the only other event was that the curtains were waving very unnaturally. He showed this footage to his wife of 10 years, who word for word told him to stick his evidence in the trash, and that he obviously made all of this happen. Who do you think was right in this situation? Let me know in the comments. Roland with Me is a YouTube channel that we have discussed many times in my videos, and his paranormal footage never fails to disappoint. He is full-time in the spiritual industry and hoes all across the states, trying to discover all sorts of entities. It's no surprise that he carried most of them back to his beautiful house in the south, which in result has been haunted for 3 years. The upcoming clip was recorded within his 4 walls, and one of the main comments I get when I feature Roland is that he clearly isn't scared, so his content must be fake. This man has been through a ton of spiritual sightings, so it takes a ton to strike fear into him. Keep that in mind.
What in the hell? Alright. That drawer and that cabinet door, those were not open. All right, who opened this? Is there a spirit here that left this cabinet door open? Can you please? Oh, look, there it goes. It's shut. All right. Apparently, somebody just shut that cabinet. You left the drawer open. Can you please shut the drawer? You left it open right there. Please shut the drawer. You still left the drawer open. Can you please shut the drawer? And stop opening things in here. Up, there it goes. All right. I see you close the drawer in the cabinets. Something was coming from the ceiling. Is there a spirit in here that just did something in the ceiling? Something up in there. That ceiling there. What the hell? I know there's no way anybody could fit in there, right? There's no way anybody can hide in there.
As weird as this may have been, the spirit listened to Roland, which was a very rare occurrence, especially house ghosts. They tend to cause as much havoc as possible and wouldn't listen for their life back. This case was different, and he had no idea why, despite being a top-tier expert on the matter. He uploaded this footage to his YouTube, along with a saga of other captures, all in one video. His comment section were just as confused, let alone his devoted subscribers. The father of this girl had tragically passed away, trying to save people from a fire, and the town commemorated him well. He was just a regular firefighter. He got paid regular wages, and he lived a regular life. It was very unfortunate to see him pass away so young. As a gift from the father's wife to their daughter, she gave her a stuffed teddy bear, wearing the same clothes her father used to call his favorite outfit. As the icing on the cake, she also got the man to speak into the bear so that when cuddled, it would play his message. It made both of them cry every time it triggered, and it truly was a heartwarming gift. However, even the most blessed items can descend to paranormal activity, and the clip you are about to witness is one of these moments. While not negative, it was definitely enough to spook the girl. Have a watch.
I just missed a call from my dad. He's been gone. Like, I just heard his voice. voy su mucho.
I don't know whether this was fortunate or unfortunate for the girl, because this moment had both its positives and negatives. On the positive side, she was given reassurance that her father was safe and in heaven, but on the flip side, this must have set her back a good week on recovering from her loss. It also stopped her from sleeping for the entire night, which is never a good thing. The next day, she had a brilliant day though, which you can't complain about. The same cannot be said about the evening though, because the spirit made a second appearance and the girl started to have second thoughts on whether or not it was actually her father. Strangely, the doors started to open and close like we have seen many spirits do, but the girl claimed that she felt a sort of dark feeling in the room. This feeling made her adamant that she was encountering an evil spirit, rather than that of her father, but I guess we will never be too sure. On November 12th of last year, a family were gathering in their parents' bedroom for a lecture on eating the food too quickly when something very strange happened. You see, the family owned a cat, but it was on the bed with them at the time of the gathering, so whatever they were about to see could not have belonged to them. With that knowledge in mind, this upcoming piece of footage becomes very odd.
Bruja real se convierte en gato.
Hay algo allá afuera que estamos viéndolo. ¿Quién eres? Tú no eres un gato. ¿Qué pasó? ¡Ay, qué es eso! Vete de aquí, ¿quién eres? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Quién eres? Te estoy grabando, ¿quién eres? ¿Por qué estás aquí en mi casa? Tú no eres un gato. Tú no eres un gato. Te ordeno que te vayas de mi casa. ¡Ay! No manches. No manches. ¿Qué es eso, Regina? Se abrió la puerta. Se abrió la puerta. Se abrió la puerta. ¡Ay, güey! Se me abrió la puerta. Vámonos, 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 vámonos.
Experts believe that this cat was a skinwalker, and this made sense considering the fact it somehow understood what the humans were saying. They continuously questioned the cat, and it almost spoke back to them like it knew what they were saying. When they went to get a closer look, it ran and jumped out of the window, vanishing in the air. In the following video, a caring mother of two was watching The Little Mermaid whilst waiting for her husband to come home with the children. They had all gone to McDonald's to bring home dinner, and she was eagerly awaiting her food as she was very hungry. However, just 7 minutes after the trio left the house, one of the worst sequences of events in the woman's life happened. She claimed afterwards that things got so spooky that she developed a new fear of being home alone, and after giving the clip a watch, you'll most certainly agree. As Ariel, the mermaid in the movie, started to sing while her voice was being stolen, items around the house started moving. The irony of this being paired with the evil movie scene made things much creepier for the mother, and she desperately tried to shut the television off, which for some reason didn't work at all. This carried on for 10 more minutes, until her family came back through the door and everything stopped. She showed them the video, and none of them could comprehend what happened that evening. In this spine-tingling video, captioned with things that happen at night in the office, a male employee was roaming around his workplace. It was very late, and he had only just finished catching up with what he missed out on during his holiday, so he was given the duty to lock up after himself. He was walking around making sure to close every door so that his boss didn't get angry the next morning when he caught something unexplainable. At first, his clients didn't believe what he saw, but fortunately, he captured video evidence and none of them knew what to do about it. Take a look.
¿Quién es?
Weirdly, the chair spun around by itself, and this called for the man to do a quick search of the area. For all he knew, someone else could have ran from under the desk, and there was a break, in which was the last thing he wanted. As odd as this may have been though, he found nothing. And neither did the cameras the next day. Similar to the last clip we looked at, this one involved a sole employee working late at night by themselves. In this specific recording, it was a factory worker who wasn't quite finished and was finalizing some box positionings to make it easy for the collectors in the morning. Despite making life easy for someone else though, something decided it was going to make his life hard, and nobody knows what to this day. Confused? Take a look and figure it out firsthand.
Lo único que tengo como apoyo pues es mi propia cámara para grabar, porque no hay nada que me pueda ayudar a demostrar que aquí hay algo, porque realmente sí lo hay. Sí lo hay. No quiero especular, pero es que cada vez esos golpes, esos sonidos ¡Ay, cabrón! ¡Ay, no mames, no mames! ¡Ay, cabrón! ¡Ay, güey! Tranquilo, tranquilo, todo está bien. Todo está bien, todo está en orden. No hay nada. No hay nada, no hay nada.
For some strange reason, one of the items used to transport boxes started spinning around in circles, and once the man realized what was happening, he was utterly terrified. He immediately ran around the factory to see if there could be any logical cause for it, but in the back of his mind, he knew it was a ghost. He was highly religious and believed in that kind of stuff, so it did make sense for him to succumb to it much quicker. It is safe to say that he prayed extra hard that night. Graveyards are considered to be the most haunted places on the planet, and it is very understandable why this is the case. They are places riddled with dead people and always carry an eerie feeling around them, paranormal or not. In the video you are about to see, a man called Darwin was dared by his friend group in a game of truth or dare to enter a graveyard at 3 a.m. and determined to not get embarrassed in front of his crush. He decided to follow through. He wouldn't have made such a decision if he knew what was going to happen next, though.
Video completo en página Espectros
¿Qué luz
Paranormales.
quieres? Quiero que te muevas. Tiene algo escondido. Uy. Ahí tiene algo escondido. En esa parte de ahí. En esa parte de ahí tiene algo escondido, amigos. Yo ahorita lo chequé. Dime qué luz quieres, solamente quiero saberlo. ¿Por qué quieres luz? ¿Qué es lo que te pasó? Dime qué es lo que te pasó. Ay, Dios, ay, Dios, ay, Dios, ay, Dios, no manches, no manches, no manches. Lo vieron. No mames, pon 10, apágate. La madre, amigos, no manches, se acaba de mover eso enfrente. Ay, no mames, amigos, lo vieron.
Strangely, the stone piece turned 90 degrees to face Darwin, and for a brief moment he sat there completely stunned. It didn't take long for him to snap out of this confusion, though, and enter flight mode, terrified of a possible follow-up to such a bizarre event. He and his friends vowed to never venture near the graveyard again, and the ironic thing is that he went on to lose that game of truth or dare around later when he got dared to kiss someone in the group who wasn't the one he liked. Life is all fun and games until reality slaps you hard in the face, and this is what happened to Luis, a Mexican male who was having the time of his life. He had been out clubbing with tons of people and had a lot of fun with the women present. He had gotten ahead of himself despite having a girlfriend at home, and his friends further encouraged him to have some fun, explaining how she wouldn't find out. He pulled up at home in his car, and what happened next was crazy, but it's going to take some explaining to link it to him cheating, so hear me out.
Ya por fin en casita. ¿Qué haces ahí? Ay, a la mierda. Madre, güey. ¿Qué, en serio? ¿Así es la cosa? Salgan. A ver, revisen si hay alguien por ahí.
Once he arrived home, an item in the garage moved by itself towards the car, almost as if it was trying to damage it. Luis stood there confused and not knowing what to do for a few seconds, until he opened a door and let his dogs into the room. They trotted in like nothing happened and greeted their father, but little did he know that their mother wasn't with them anymore. He went into the living room and called for his girlfriend, but received no response. All he found was a letter from the ambulance team to call a number. He did. Was the spirit taking action here his girlfriend, or was it a shock coincidence? Let me know what you think in the comments. On September the 20th of 2023, Olivia, a worker at her local cafe, was the only member of staff on site. This was because they had reached their low time where the expected customer rates were at 3 per hour. This was a very easy group of customers to tackle for a singular employee. At least it was on the surface, but the customers didn't turn out to be the problem.
Guys, I'm working by my fucking self, and I hear noise in the back. What the f, bro?
Out of nowhere, Olivia heard a banging noise from the storage room, and instead of going to face it, she checked the cameras first. Surprisingly, nothing looked misplaced or out of the ordinary. It would shortly, though. For some reason, objects in the room started moving by themselves, and Olivia was left utterly speechless as to why. Because of this confusion, she contacted her coworker, called Kelsey, who was on shift the next morning to investigate the interior, staff-only sections of the cafe. She searched for a good 2 minutes to see if she could find any evidence of a human or an animal living in the facilities. This is the footage from her search.
Hi guys, this is Bernice. Jocelyn didn't come this morning to work, but she wants me to give you a tour of the back rooms and the storage. So come on, let's go. Well, this is over here is where the incident happened, which was kind of crazy because when they told me last night, I was like, what the fuck? And obviously people saw another person, but I didn't see no one, and I don't even know how a person can fit in here, you know? So yeah, it's kind of weird. As you can see, nobody can hide in here, so it would be kind of weird seeing someone in here. So let's go upstairs. That's where like we be hearing all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's kind of scary up here, honestly. I don't like it. It gives creepy vibes. And this is your room. Hi, no puedo ver. But over here, like, this is just like a place to chill. There's a bathroom. I don't know what the fuck that is. And yeah. So I think here is like where we hear most of this stuff. But I don't know. What do you guys think it might be? I don't know. I'm just new here. All I know is that when something happens to me, I'll be like, give me a raise. And like, I don't like these stairs too, cause man, like, I don't like them. Eesh. What do you guys think? What do you guys think might have happened? Ay, ay, ay. And yeah, so that's the tour. Comment if you want to see more.
Unsurprisingly, she found no one on her adventure and sent it back to Olivia for her to upload to TikTok. This wouldn't be the end of the sage, though. Once Kelsey completed her search and found no evidence, Olivia decided to raise the concern to her manager, who gave consent for a full camera check. The manager expected to find nothing and have the employees move on with their days, but something truly was caught, and everyone present was left speechless. This happened just as Kelsey left the room during her search, and they started to theorize that the ghost preferred acting when no one was present. To this day, the cafe occasionally captures weird stuff in the room, but at this point they've accepted that it is normality. Randonaut is an app used by many friend groups to go on cool adventures together. The basic concept of the app is to think of something you want to do. For example, go to the park, and it will take you to a random place nearby that satisfies that need. Clearly, these girls were in the mood for a dangerous adventure though, because where it took them was the definition of eerie.
Like they're doing a ritual. Dude, this is real. This is real. This is not a game. This is when we get murdered. Dude, this is not real. Dude, this is like real.
The noises sounded somewhat like a demonic ritual, and the girls decided to stick around and get a TikTok out of it. Unfortunately for us, they weren't brave enough to venture into the building and turned around in fear pretty quickly. What they managed to capture that day was still pretty creepy though. The following video took place in a Dutch apartment which hosted a university student. The student was renting the apartment so she had somewhere to stay that was local to her studies. However, she had no idea what would come from calling this place home. On her second night, she was relaxing in the living room, watching television, when one of the creepiest events of her life happened.
What the fuck is that?
Strangely, despite scanning the room for someone, she failed to find a culprit and ran out in fear. But this wasn't the scariest part. As she stared at the doorway, anticipating some more supernatural stuff to happen, a dark figure peeked round the door, and she ran without any hesitation. Now it's impossible to understand what the motive of this spirit was, but if it was to scare the girl, it definitely succeeded. She left the property 2 weeks later and went to live in a university dorm room instead. It was 2 p.m. in the afternoon in the Adams household, and the entire family was out, as the parents were granted a day off work. They were planning to visit the park together for a few hours to gain some bonding time, but little did they know they didn't bring everyone with them, despite the whole family being in the car. Confused? I'll let the security footage do the explaining. Weirdly, the metal chair fell to the floor and started dragging itself along by itself. This was very odd, since no one was present in the building, and no natural force could possibly make something like this happen, especially since the windows were definitely closed. After receiving a notification that something was in their house, the father quickly checked his phone and was left stumped. They never witnessed anything close to this ever again. After sneaking onto an inactive plane at night, young adult Tyler expected to get into a lot of trouble in the case that he got caught. He was prepared to pay fines and be on his way, but he had no idea of the true magnitude of danger he was putting himself in, and it wasn't because of the plane. You see, it was inactive for a reason, but not a reason you'd ever expect.
Let's go. We did this shit. No, I know I'm not dumb enough to lift those shades up because I got my flash on in here. They gonna catch my ass if they see. I ain't gonna lie to y'all though, it's mad cold in here. And it's dark. I mean, I know it doesn't look that dark on the camera, but it's dark. Let's go! Let's go! Right, sitting on the back of the plane. And y'all probably think I'm fucking insane. Probably think I'm doing this shit for fame.
As Tyler got more and more confident that he managed to board the plane without being detected, one of the seatbelts jumped to the side while he wasn't even close to it. Like any regular human, he quickly turned the corner to see if anyone else had boarded the air vehicle, but to his dismay, he found nobody. It's still unknown what caused the seatbelt to move, but even the most unbelieving people are convinced that this was the act of a ghost. I'm keen to hear what you guys think in the comments. On an unidentifiable evening, a security guard at his local store was working his night shift. Now, usually this was his favorite shift, because no one bothered him, and most of the time it didn't involve any action. However, all of this was about to change for the worst when he witnessed the craziest thing on the cameras. Take a look.
Just putting things away from the box. All right, now watch. I want you guys to focus on this area right here, okay? Hold on, let me speed this up a bit. All right, watch.
You have the doctrine right, and you stow it on a shelf in your closet, and do not pull that doctrine out.
Boom, you see that? I'll get back here for you guys to give you a better view. Look at that. And I'm just like tripping, like what just happened? At first I didn't know what the hell it was, but went to see that there's a box on the ground. I'm like, okay, it's weird. Now I'm going to look, to see what's going on. It fell, okay, but pay attention to this area right here. Watch.
As he is showing the camera and what it captured, a banging noise could be heard behind him, and he started to become convinced that someone was in the building, despite the cameras not detecting a human yet. Curiously, he decided to wander around the store, and this time he experienced something outside of the screen.
Are you deaf? That's not what I asked you.
Is that you? Look, I'm here by myself. Nobody's here. It's just me. See that? Come out. I'm not afraid of you. Is that you that threw down the box earlier? Come on out. You don't scare me. Come on out, pussy. Always trying to mess with me. Ooh! Oh, shit. No. Hell no. No. Let me see. Hold on. Where am I? I'm here. Where am I going? Look, there I am, right there. Look, you see that? You see that? Nah. Nah. Hell no.
At first, this clip is very hard to understand, but once you zoom in, you can see that the guard's hair was tucked. This was very odd, considering that the hair clearly didn't latch onto anything, meaning that a spirit must have decided to do this. Regardless of the cause, the security guard was completely rattled and vowed to never do a shift by himself again. Attics are notorious for being some of the most haunted rooms in houses, and there are countless clips backing up this claim. The upcoming video is one of these clips, and it gets very creepy, very fast. It was taken on September 17th of 2018 and features a father of two called Michael. He heard some suspicious noises coming from the attic and decided to investigate. This is what he discovered. Immediately after entering the attic, the noises started to intensify and items began moving on their own accord. Now that Michael had seen this firsthand, he was convinced it was a haunting rather than a squatter and barricaded the attic shut. Despite closing it though, the noises continued and he was forced to move out just a month later. The house is still listed as haunted to this day. On an October night nearing Halloween, this American family was planning what decorations and costumes they would use for a party they were going to host. They all came up with some great ideas, with some being themed around the supernatural. Little did they know that all of this was about to become real.
I heard the bell.
Did you move the bells at all, Logan?
Huh?
Did you move the bells?
No. I heard the bells ring.
At around 9 p.m., they heard the bells outside their door ringing and assumed that someone was at their door like usual. The mother ran a small business and a lot of deliveries came to the house because of it, so this was a regular occurrence for the family. However, after reviewing the doorbell footage, it was far from normal. No one was there. The only possible explanation to this would be the wind, but that day had no wind throughout the evening. It's difficult to excuse this event as something from the normal world. The only safe option would be to blame a spirit. In the following video, a teenage boy named Braden was awake late at night whilst his parents were still fast asleep. He was scrolling through TikTok when he started to hear some pretty loud noises, but the way he reacted to these noises was beyond shocking. You could call it brave, or you could call it foolish, but that's for you to decide. Have a watch.
Wow, it's really bad right now. Okay, hold on.
Jesus. Okay, hold up. Why is the tree on that? Whatever that is coming from up here. Should I attempt to go in there? Fuck. Because that was coming, all that thumping, it was coming from like right in there, in that room.
Come up here for a sec, man.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck was that? You guys, did I just hear that right?
Get up here now.
Okay. That I'm not fucking with. That I'm not fucking with. That I'm not fucking with, bro. That I'm not fucking with, bro. That I don't play around with. That I don't play around with.
As strange as it may have been, Braden heard his own voice aggressively telling him to come upstairs, to which he instinctively entered flight mode and ran for his life. The thing that made this very weird for Braden is that his parents didn't actually wake up to the loud beckon, leading him to believe that he and the camera were the only things experiencing the noise. It's common for mimics to imitate loved ones to tempt people into sinning, but this situation was very unique. The mimic mocked its own prey with seemingly no intentions, so it's safe to assume that it was a very dangerous spirit. Braden's parents still don't believe that anything happened that night, despite him being adamant, and he currently takes therapy sessions. They think he's crazy.